Hello and welcome to Failure and Analysis. I'm playing Blood Bowl 2 with my Khemri team, Game 5 versus Chaos. They got me... is that what the record was on the Vamp team? Yeah, it was pretty good. I don't remember it being 0 losses, but that is impressive. Let's see what he's got. Moot Slinky, 2-2-0, decent record for starting Chaos. 3 blockers, 1 extra arms because the other's out. Claw, Mighty Blow, Banged Up, 2 re-rolls, and no subs. 190k. Could take hack. Or just the standard wizard. A wizard or hack. Hack and a babe. I'm going to take hack. So I can do just that. Do some fouling.
Are you ready, Bob?
I was born ready, Jim.
Yeah, that's an impressive amount of attributes. I felt like my Elven Union team was just blessed with attributes. Remember that first game I won, and or it was the second. That catcher got leveled up twice and got +2 movement, and then died the first hit of the following game. But the attributes kept rolling, kept coming in. Is it hot? Oh, it is. The swelters. I think whoever wrote the lines for Bob and Jim did a really, really good job in this game. Just checked all the boxes. Knowledgeable about the game and the teams, and definitely demonstrated that they understood how the game works and put in good flavorful commentary. Like that one about the Chaos being the highest kill team, and the opponent should watch out for their precious stars. It's just like, it's just really leaning into the skid, you know, like, it's like, yep, we know everyone complains about Chaos and the claw bombers, and let's just have commentary that endorses the fact, you know. It's really good. Where's my other blitz row? Oh, there he is.
That ball star. Tower. When are they gonna replace it?
I do. I know. You just want me to set you up so you can shout, "New balls, please!" I'm honored.
Buzzkill.
Spimulgers! No!
Nothing good comes from spending any time
Not
with
Spimulgers.
Reminds me of the film Scott, Merlin and the Great Arcana. But this time, no miracles. Figure it out.
No harder than that punch.
That there is the one to use. Good call. What's that?
Here comes the other team.
No! He always gets sent off first time I use it.
There's no break.
Stepping off the edge.
I can't believe the ref has sent someone off.
likes to base. I'll oblige, hitting him.
Will the big one manage to live up to the limit of his Sometimes the underdog.
Hmm.
That's it. Get in their face.
Ooh, Miley muzzle.
Players arrive to assist their teammates.
Against two big guys is always better.
Oof. Dead.
Yeah, well, that's for sure. He'll certainly be less good on his feet. Wasn't this player injured? Am I seeing things?
No, he regenerated himself though.
Well, this is a pickle. Got my guys all out of position here.
The player's fist is approximately the same size as his entire opponent.
Skeleton kick. And now for the risk plays.
Right next to a teammate. The attacker has an assist. Aha, here's some friends. That's it. Throw the ball in their face. That way they'll go down as if you were flinging a brick into their jaw. One little charge,
Getting a lot of stuns. That's the good news. The bad news is I'm based against a Minotaur. The little things.
Ball in danger. Aaron Carrier, too.
Get over.
I really just don't understand how to position my Tomb Guardians in a way that consistently lets them do what they need to be doing. Still learning that part.
Not what you'd expect.
Wow. Re-rolled it. Right back where it was. Except you're on the ground and out of re-rolls. That's cool. Ooh, do I get to hit the minnow finally? Here, go play with a skeleton for a while. And by a while, I mean like one turn. You can do it.
The team have possession.
Actually, that wasn't so hot. If he clears him, he can GFI to blitz me there. Yeah. That is helpful, though he does have me out blocked. He did have me out blocked until I dropped him 2 blockers. Your claw's useless.
Sometimes.
His armor held. Retreat.
That means get rid of the ball. Now there's pressure on them.
Apparently, wizards call that kinetic energy.
Why did I put him there? So he couldn't assist? Your guess is as good as mine.
There's quite a mismatch, Bob.
Ugh.
That weedy fellow's gonna get splattered. Oh, I'm excited, Jim. One less annoyance to deal with.
Has to be a POW here.
The carrier himself looks. That's really risky.
Well done. He got the ball carrier.
It reminds me of the famous story of Nurgling and the Great Arcana. But this time, no miracles.
A breakthrough. The old Khemri potato.
He's on it now, like a halfling on a hot dinner. That one's got fists bigger than ham joints.
Arms like pie trucks. There's only going to be one result in that.
He's doing great. Keeping that Minotaur in check.
Cannot their forced possession away from the ball?
Wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. More stones. Yeah, that was huge. Huger than huge. It's like huge with a Y. Look at all those extra arms flopping around.
There's nothing better than hitting someone smaller than you, Jim.
Sometimes.
Stun City. I like it. It's also kind of disappointing.
That one's got fists bigger than hand joints.
His fist is approximately the same size as his entire opponent.
He's coming to help his buddy. That's gonna hurt.
This is going to be decisive.
This player, the attacker, smells weakness.
Whoops.
Let's see what the other side can do.
Kill them all. That's the idea. They are not dwarves. They are the remains of dwarves. Especially this guy. He's two dwarves, one stacked on top of the other, wrapped up. I'm taking it. Yep. Yep. Ooh, this sweltering heat's gonna have an impact. Who got the fame? Not me. +1. Yeah. Mummies hate fire though, so. Uh-oh. Ooh, GFI works. That's what I assume they mean in the Warhammer universe by sweltering heat, is that it's actually just, everything's just on fire. The Yeti, though, that thing should just fall over. Fall over dead. Ah, that AV7's holding up so well against Mighty Blow. Whoops. Alright. Do I have any decent blocks? Could take one here. Oh no, I have no rerolls. Never mind. Boo. Oh. 3-1. That's brutal. I think I'll offer up my skeletons. And a throw rod. Jesus. That's true. That's true. Alright, you get to claw one Tomb Guardian down. How am I doing with them, huh? I'm 0, 1, and 3. But I have 2 Blitzres now. 2 blockers on the team. And one of these guys got Mighty Blow. He finally got the first Kaz of all my Tomb Guardians. And therefore he was deemed the MVP. Greatest Tomb Guardian of all time. And so now he's off to the races. Just taking a little break. Get some lemonade. I'll be back in a minute. Yep, that sounds about right, right? I should have played the Ottomans. Maybe the Ming Dynasty. Dead. He's dead. Is he though? No, he's not. That's twice he's rolled death on me though. He's getting his SPPs. Does he take it? Oh, he does. Risque. Oh, fresh. Oh, winner. Chicken dinner. Gotta love that game deciding weather. Well, he's not out of it yet, but he could very easily catch up with these first 3-4 blocks. Oof. Onside kick. Good scatter, good scatter. Not a touchback.
Contractually, I'm not allowed to say, Joe. Suffice to say that the matter has already been settled. Is the assist going to be enough to come out on top?
The blessing of the gods of chaos allows this player to pick up the ball.
How much is he? Don't do that. Don't frenzy trap yourself. Oh, we tried to re-roll it.
I heard stroking him on his belly or chin.
Absolute madness. Doesn't want to help with the 2-die block, huh? Didn't blitz. Interesting. That was a pretty bad turn. Hey Cactus, how you doing? Thank you for the luck. It's going pretty well.
If the player is pushed, it will finish in the public. And in general, fans are much more dangerous than players. That's a dangerous place to be.
They're gathering around that old player, like halflings round a sandwich. Keep pushing.
I suppose I can do some surfing here.
Edge of the field, within grasping range of the fence.
But if I don't POW him, yeah, that's the tough part. Gotta push him away. So we can't go and score.
Look at all those players sitting down. They'll be
Oh, that was
probably
bad.
using this kind of-
I guess it's okay. I'll be tying up. Oh no.
It reminds me of the famous story of Nurgling and the Great Uncommon. But this time, no miracles.
I can surf my skeleton there.
That's quite a mismatch, Bob.
I know. That weedy fella's gonna get splat. Oh, I'm excited, Joe.
Smack.
He's dead. MJP is dead.
I know behind that one
For reals.
without at least one death.
What is my opinion on Chaos and their lethality? Specifically the Clob Pylon Mighty Blow combo, which a lot of teams have access to, but Chaos are notorious for. It doesn't bother me, honestly. Like, that is their whole game plan. And they start as a pretty low skill team, pretty bad team. And so, although I don't particularly like the design, I understand the design that some teams are better at low TV and some are better at high TV. And so, Chaos just happened to be that team that develops into a really strong team. I don't think it's too much how much people get their pieces removed. I think it's a combination of. I think the reason people don't like it is a combination of the fact that how do I say this? Coaches that aren't as experienced with the game give up a lot more blocks, and so the lethality of a Chaos team in the hands of a good coach is much, much higher. But against experienced coaches, it's sort of like on par. Like it's not that bad. It's unfortunate that I think, like, as a comparison, I think that the kind of thing that elves do is so ridiculous, like on par ridiculous, if not crazier, than what Chaos do in terms of removing players just with the ball and taking the ball and that kind of thing. But you don't really complain about it because at the end of the game you've lost, but your team is still alive. Whereas with Chaos, it's like, yeah, I lost, and I lost probably because a bunch of my team is dead, which is a really difficult thing to take, right? I should have assisted there. So in terms of like pure OP-ness, I actually think Wood Elves are worse than the Claw situation. Having said all that, I wish that teams didn't have a high TV and low TV sort of break point for when they're good. I think it would have been a much better design to have all teams try to be good at all TVs. Sorry, still trying to wrap my turn up here. I guess I just take these. I don't really want a one die. He's out. So I think I'll just sit. Yeah, and that's the emotional side of it, right? Is that elves aren't out there killing our beloved players, right? Chaos are, and Claw Pylon Mighty Blow is, and it's really tough to take. But it's not like Chaos are winning a crazy number of games using that style. So. And you'll find that as you get better as a coach, your positioning gets better, the number of blocks you allow gets better. There's usually one or two that are really lethal players on a Chaos team, and the rest is sort of just there to support. And you get better at limiting who he's able to hit. You don't give him your best players to hit. After he hits and piles on, you get better at fouling him or marking him with a really, really high strength guy, so he can't just get up and keep doing it, so you can mark him out of the game. There's lots of ways to minimize the damage that Chaos actually can cause as you get better. So yeah. But statistically, I don't think it's out of whack. I'm sad that there's no skill alternative for other teams to be lethal in other ways. I'm sad that so many of the skills are not desirable, that there's really only, that's really the only way you build chaos is to kill, because the skill attractiveness across the board isn't high enough. I'd love to see, you know, some alternatives to that. I'd love to see it so that killers had to sort of choose and specialize. Am I good at killing high armor targets, or am I good at killing low armor targets? And right now they can do it all with the same build. So those are kind of the things I'm more upset about from a game design standpoint. I certainly understand why people are upset, but I don't think it's as big a problem as people feel it is, right? The feeling that you have, I think, is the emotional side of it blows it out of proportion a little bit. And we tend to remember the moments where I kick to him, he gets 4 blocks at the start of the game, and he removes 4 players just perfectly, right? And we think, oh man, the Mighty Blow Claw Pylon is way too overpowered. And there's just, yeah, there's nothing you can do about that. Ugh. Nothing you can do about that situation. Probably should have thrown more blocks there before I grabbed the ball. So it's tough. It's in a weird spot, but I don't think Blood Bowl would be what it is if the game in general wasn't as lethal. Like, I don't see anyone arguing that Blood Bowl in general should be less lethal. I shouldn't say that. I'm sure there are people, but I don't think that's in the interest of what the game thematic and the style and what it's supposed to be is about. I think the game would be significantly worse if you never had to replace players, for example. Like, I think it'd be a lot more stale. And so it's sad to me that I think mutation is, skill access is pretty bad design, in that only some teams get it, and a lot of very powerful skills are in there. I would much rather there just be the 4, and those take all the things that are, all the mechanics that are in there, and spread them out to the other ones. But it's super flavorful, right? Like, it is so flavorful that that there's mutations, and, you know, that only certain units. I mean, that's Warhammer to a T, right? So it's tough to make that thematic argument. So that's like a game design comment, one that I wouldn't necessarily follow through with in the Warhammer environment. That's right. Double damage against dwarves. That should be another mutation. You give up tackle, and you can have double damage against dwarves. Who's in? I don't even know what double damage means, but I want it. I want it against dwarves. Like, it's funny because like Pylon was nerfed so horribly in the board game before they backed that change out. And I'm glad that they did, but I would have loved to have seen the impact that that change had on the game environment, right? Like, now it's just everyone playing Wood Elves, you know, like, because Bash it's just not good enough, right? Like, because when a Bash team faces off against a Wood Elf team, and you know he's doing his thing, right? And this is not even counting Claw, because Claw's useless except against a tree, but and he removes like 6 players, right? He removes like half of the starting number, and he still loses the drive, right? And it's just like, what does he have to do, right? How much does he have to excel at what he's doing in order to beat an elf team, right? So like, I see it as like, there's a lot of games where it's not even enough. It's not enough to beat an elf team, right? But there's a lot of games where it's way more than necessary against, yeah, like Simon says, like against a human team, right? Like, it's just complete and utter overkill. So it's in that tough spot. I want to run over here because I can maybe score. That'd be great. Like, I think the real answer is that there would be so many skills that were so good and worth taking across all the teams that particular combination would just be one in like 5 or 6 or 8 or 10 combinations of skills that's super powerful for what it's doing, right? And then it would just kind of get lost in this amazing like build possibility. Yeah, and I was talking about this on another stream, but like, I wish that level 7 humans that didn't roll very well on their stat ups or attribute ups and doubles, like, were still super scary because of the skill combinations they've been allowed to pick up, over time. But they're not. They're just these bloated mess. They're just a bloated mess that nobody wants, and you end up firing, and it's like, ugh. Like, we should be celebrating our level 7s and fearing them. And the only time we really do are in specific positionals that have such great skill access that it's deep enough that you actually get value out of all 6 picks. But that's the exception, not the rule in Blood Bowl. Was he killed? Yeah, but he killed the skeleton. That's his job, MJP. But yeah, good timing. Yeah, PO did way more damage, exactly, Simon. Way more damage to every non-mutation team who absolutely rely on it. Like humans, exactly. Like humans trying to compete in an environment that they already can't really compete in the, elf ball department. Taking out Pylon is just killing them, and they need it. That's the only thing keeping him in tier 2. Poor guys. Thank you very much. Here we go. A death. There were 3 this game, but 2 were regen. So what are you gonna do? Except be sad. Well, my cage can't get there, so looks like you're not going anywhere, bud. Did he remove that mummy? He sure did. Look at him with the fouling. With the angry fouling. Yeah, that's their sweet spot, right? Is trying to kill elf teams and Skaven teams and all the stunties that roll out. Um, and yeah, they can have their day, but ugh, they're so miserably beaten in Bash. Unless it's like the first games, you know, where Cass doesn't have any skills and not enough rerolls, and there's plenty of failure to go around. I'm gonna take off both of your extra arms and beat you with them. I'm gonna greed reroll it, since we got fouls going on over here. Oh, only a stun. That's true. That's true, Simon. Humans need a buff. Velahapia needs a nerf. Yeah, I mean, wood elves are pretty much one, right? And I don't know what your scale goes to, if it goes to 5 or 10, but as far as like they're generally split into 3 tiers. And I would say dark elves are tier 1, but not as good as wood elves. I don't know that I'd put the other 2 elf teams. I'd put Skaven in tier 1. I don't know if I'd put the other 2 elf teams in tier 2. I think they probably still belong in tier 1. But at the very bottom, like the way I order them is wood elves, a bunch of places, dark elves, a bunch of places, high elves, pro elves. Dwarves, I believe, are tier 1. Yeah, and it's hard to say. I mean, if we're talking about this particular environment, and that's what I would say I was talking about, is in this particular environment, they're tier 1. But in, you know, a res format where you start with a brand new team and you play 6 games, it's like that's a totally different thing, where humans do better, Amazons do better, dwarves do great. Dwarves do great in every environment, to be honest. Yeah. I think that's actually one of the problems with trying to balance. I don't think anyone's actively balancing the game, right? And hasn't really been working that hard on it in a long time. But all of the arguments and counter arguments that go back and forth on all these different forums and whatnot about balance are so difficult to actually carry on, because everyone points to these win percentages across such different formats that no real design work can actually get done. Right? No one can actually say, this group needs a nerf. Well, what about this format? Well, I guess we're done talking, you know, like. Looks like I'm not scoring. I was hoping he'd just lay down on me. Still exposing the ball here a little bit. Nice.
He's going to sleep. Maybe we'll see him on the pitch later.
guessing what Runt means in that by that comment is that he lives in a dwarf-centric world, and so he has to put the word dwarves in every comment somewhere, even wherever it doesn't belong. That's what I'm guessing. GG. Oh no, I can't get a 3 die in that guy. Oh, 2 dice it is. What are the nachos? What is that? Pizza? What are we looking at? You're too drunk to go to sleep. You're in the right place.
One touchdown is not a great match make.
I can live with the lack of touchdowns. I got some fatalities and random violence in the mix as well.
Yeah, it's an amusing comment to balance a team against dwarves at LTV. Like, and I've been in this situation before on teams where balance was really important. But one of the more senior designers was playing a certain class and it had to be the best, right? Like, so he would balance things against his class and everything would have to be just a little bit worse. It was really, really bad. More money. Ooh, look at all that money. Hey, new kid. Oh my gosh, I won a game. I won a game. Look at me, Ma. Got some level ups.
It local by playing matches with nearby opponents. Or
That's
you can
right,
select
3
players
SPP.
from anywhere in the world. Yes.
Look at you. Thrower gets knocked down because of bad positioning. Too tall Brown, here to save the day. Oh, well. Well, well, well. Doubles on a throw raw? What is that? Is that dodge? Is that what that means? Dodge, block, sure hands. He's just my ball carrier? I think that's what that means. My record is 1-1-3. Oops. But I get to buy another throw raw. So that's exciting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Who am I missing? Well, which of my subscribers am I missing? 4, 5, 6, 7, and I apologize for asking this, but
Get bored, Jim. You know I have the attention span across the gate. It's not like, when are we gonna get to see a game?
well, let's see. Let's see if I can parse it out. Captain Marvelous. Captain Marvelous. That's a great... Oh, wait. He was a thrower on another team. or a thrower. He didn't do so hot. Alright, we'll give him another chance. But this is probably like the 5th to last chance that we're going to give him as a thrower. So yeah, somebody help me out here. Am I taking dodge like I expect, or am I taking something else on this doubles rolling fool? What am I doing?
Did you know, back in 2479, the experiment to use balls made of granite was not a success?
Sneaky git. I question any argument you would make. Even though I love the icon, it's like a human with a word bubble saying just something super profane to the ref. Or maybe it's not profane, it's just like he's just sweet talking him. Like, I don't understand this icon. It amuses me, but I don't understand it or how it ties in with the idea of you're being sneaky. Well, dodge is to... Oh, Hail Mary. Yeah, dodge is to keep him standing for the most part. So when those pesky wood elves come along. But it doesn't hurt when you absolutely have to. I mean, then you get a 75% chance without burning a reroll to actually dodge. So yeah, most ball carriers want sure hands, block, and dodge, and then other stuff. But that's the 3 main things you want. Alright, dodge it is.
Thanks, Miss. That don't mean I'm business. She took everything, including my family's sacred gunplay.
Accurate. So I can get more kills? I don't understand, Herbiak. How does that get me more kills? I throw it right in their eye? Just bullseye. Pow! Last ditch. Alright, dodge it is. That's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. Looking good. Now I'm gonna have 15 straight wins. It's gonna be good. Alright, that was game 5 against Chaos. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe and come follow me on Twitch. I'll see you next time.